Here's what the window bracket looks like from the inside. You can see the tubes going to and from. And this is my Jimmy rigged blower box that I mentioned earlier. This is what the solar PV panel actually powers to blow the air into the unit. And as you can see, it's extremely Jimmy rigged. That's just an 80mm case fan from a computer that I found. I've actually got a huge collection of them because I tear apart electronics all the time. But that's just hooked up with some alligator clips to that fan. The blower pumps air into this box, and then it goes out through the tube into the bottom of the collector, through the collector, out through the top, and then back into right here. And I've got my thermometer set on it right now. It's still climbing, so I'll go back to that in a minute. So I've let my thermometer sit for a little while inside the outlet of the solar heater here. And as you can see, I'm actually above 100 degrees at the outlet, 102, actually 103.6. And it's still climbing, as you can see there. So it would probably be more like 110 degrees at the output. Now, that's actually, it sounds exciting, but it's really not that big of a deal when it comes to heating. You actually need two things if you want to heat effectively. You need to produce a temperature that's higher than the room air that you want to heat. So if you want it to be 70 degrees in the room, then you obviously need to push in air that's 70 degrees or warmer. And the other is you need to be able to push enough air through the solar heater or other heater that you have in order to adequately exchange the air in the room. And this unit, because the blower is so small, does not do that. It does output pretty high temperature air, but it just doesn't output enough of that air to effectively heat a room. So as you can see by my thermometer readings inside, it does work. It does generate some heat. But it's about 70 degrees outside, so it's a big difference between now and when it's winter time. And having used this for this past winter, I've come to realize that it's not large enough to produce enough heat when the temperature drops about below freezing. That's about the cutoff point. Now, if I scaled this up and made it larger, it would be effective. There's not enough surface area to catch all the sunlight. So, a full-sized unit, which is 4 feet wide by 8 feet tall, would do a much better job. Now, I built a calculator on Excel, and I've come up with about 200 to 300 watts as my guesstimate as to how much heat this unit actually produces, and that's in late fall when it's maybe 50s, 40s outside. And a full-sized unit, the 4 foot by 8 foot one, should be able to produce significantly more, somewhere in the vicinity of 14 to 1500 watts of heat, and that's about how much a typical electric space heater puts out when it's running on high, if that gives you any indication. So it really could do a good job, as long as it's in full sun. Obviously it doesn't generate barely anything if it's cloudy out. So that's really it for this video. I wanted to try and make it brief because I know some of my videos drag on and on. But if you're curious to learn anything more about my solar heater, just leave a comment or send me a message on here. That would be perfectly fine. And I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can, but given my symptoms, sometimes it does take a while. I'm also actually in the process of building a second unit using a completely different design. I don't have columns, it'll just be a flat sheet. And whenever I finish that, I'm sure I'll update and give you some more information. In addition, there's a couple websites that you could go to if you were interested in building your own, or if you just wanted to learn more about all of this. The first site I've mentioned before in my previous solar energy video, and that is AltE.com. They have tons of information about all aspects of alternate energy, as can be garnered by the name. And the second site is Instructables.com. If you've never been there, it's a really cool site that gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do all kinds of things, from building do-it-yourself projects like this to how to rebuild an engine, how to cook filet mignon, how to build LED gizmos. I mean, there's tons of stuff on there. It's a pretty cool site. So I'd highly recommend that. And also, there's a lot of other people that have built these on YouTube, and that's where I got the initial idea. And I've subscribed to quite a few of them, so if you wanted to find many of them, just go ahead and check my subscriptions. Or just browse around, just type in solar heater. You'll find lots of stuff. That's it for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Try and get outside because it's glorious out here. Take care and God bless.